Good morning, everybody. This is James Murphy with Evolution for Success. Welcome back to Gratitude Part 2. And I want to start with a great quote from Epictetus today that basically says, hey, remember to choose what you put your attention to, because if you don't choose what thoughts and images you put your attention to, someone else will. So if we don't like what's going on around us, right? Like you can see it's a rainy day today. That's purposely why I'm giving you the video from outside, because it's kind of cold, kind of rainy, kind of right? Still in the middle of COVID and all these different things. And our mood and our attitude is absolutely critical and important. So gratitude is one of those things that's, attitude to gratitude, it's way overused, but let's talk about what gratitude actually does for you. It's overused because it actually really works. So there's a couple things about gratitude that are important. The first one is that it increases your resiliency. They actually did some studies after 9/11, and people who actually practiced gratitude, it actually had a reduced impact on their PTSD. The second thing is this, which is gratitude directly drives self-esteem. Because people who have a low self-esteem, many times that's because they're comparing themselves to other people who have more. But when you practice gratitude, a lot of times you compare less, or you compare yourself to people who maybe are in more difficult or challenging situations than you. So it makes you feel better because of where you are. It's that compared to what syndrome. Are you comparing yourself up, or are you to people higher than you, or are you comparing yourself down and feeling better about yourself and grateful and thankful because of what you do have? The third thing that it can do is actually improve sleep, and we'll get to how it can do that in just a moment when we get to the hows, of course. And the third thing that it increases your energy levels, which can have a direct impact on your social circles. We'll talk about how that happens and why that happens too. So some how ways that you can practice gratitude simply, easily, and more effectively, of course, is first one is just call somebody, right? Call somebody and say, hey, appreciate what you do for me, because that's what gratitude is. Gratitude is recognizing others for how they've contributed to you, or recognizing circumstances for how they've contributed to you, in the two simplest, most basic human needs that everybody has that you can be grateful for, is how they've created that essence of love and connection for you in your life, or how they've added value, how they've been significant. I got a guy here in Raleigh about almost 10 years ago now. He gifted me a sales training, and I still call him once or twice a year and check in with him. I say, hey Rich, how you doing? This is James. I just want to say, hey, when you gave me access to your sales course and you invited me in, that was the biggest gift I've ever gotten, because it helped me really change my business around. I call him once, maybe twice a year, just leave him a voicemail sometimes I get in touch with him. We check up for 2 or 3 minutes, and it's just something that I do is an exercise of gratitude, right? Telling them how that's made an impact. So that's the first thing. The second thing is something that I don't know that people can have thought about in this context before, which is a vision board. Having a vision board of goals is what everybody says, and having a vision board of what you're actually grateful for in your life is a great way to anchor that in and is a little exercise. So create a gratitude vision board. The other one, of course, is what everybody talks about, which is journaling. And so you can journal general, or you can journal very specific. So the more specific you can be in your gratitude journal, perfect. And how it improves sleep, remember what I said before, how it improves sleep is if you do it like 15 to 20 minutes before you go to bed. What your brain focuses on 30 minutes before you go to bed is what it processes while you're sleeping. So if you want to have a deeper impact with your gratitude unconsciously, do it at night right before you go to bed, and it'll have a greater impact there. The last two quick points here is, the first one is just saying thank you and then shutting up. I didn't tell you to shut up, but I said, and then just shutting up. Most of us, when we get a compliment, instead of really feeling grateful for the compliment and the other person seeing that in us, we say thank you, and then we immediately respond with, and you're great too, and you're great too, and you're great too. And we tend to lose that, gets into that comparison thing, right? Oh, me and you. So just practice the art of saying thank you and then stopping. and really just appreciating and being grateful for that person, acknowledging you, how you're adding value. One last thing also is, if you just take a moment, using that moment of thoughtfulness, you can also use that to just say and replace with thank you. I'm grateful. I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful for this moment. I'm grateful. But actually, with all of these tools, if you don't stop, take a nice breath in and think about it and give yourself permission to feel it, it's probably not going to happen. All right? And so work on feeling it, work on doing that, and recognize others or recognize the situations that you're in, because it could always be worse, right? So have that nice compared to what. So gratitude part 2, there you go. Continue to have a great day, run your race. Let me know your comments below. Love to hear from you. And any other topics, comments for the thought of the week, you let me know, and we'll talk to you soon. Keep running your race.